Welcome back. It's weekly rotation time, and I think what I'll do first is talk about the perfume that I wore all week because I've been, in case you're new to the channel, this year I am choosing one perfume to wear every day of the week and then alternating the rest of my samples and bottles as my second scent of the day, because I usually wear two a day. The perfume I chose this week is from Filigree Shadow. This is my most meaningful relationships, and it's very interesting because the week before I wore a perfume every day of the week, and one of the things I found with that particular perfume was that each subsequent day that I was wearing it, it seemed like I was becoming more nose fatigued by it. So it seemed to, the illusion was that it was lasting a much shorter time on my skin each day I wore it consecutively. And so I kind of expected the same thing to happen with this perfume, my most meaningful relationships. So what you need to know about this one is this is probably it's my very favorite petrichor-based perfume. This essentially smells like earth, pre-thunderstorm, very elemental, almost kind of prehistoric, if you like. It really gives me this kind of vibe before humans even evolved, and obviously that's all in my imagination, but I really get that sense from this perfume. And what was interesting was that to me, each day I wore it, it felt like it lasted the same amount of time, and this kind of lasts for hours on my skin. But what I really noticed wearing it all week was that it, compared to all my other perfumes, when I was offsetting my scent of the day with other perfumes, this is in no way a perfumey perfume. And it always felt like whenever I sprayed this on, whether it be, once my first perfume had worn off, or first thing in the morning, or after a shower, it felt like I was spraying on fresh skin. And I need to explain that. It doesn't mean like it was like an out of the shower soapy cologne kind of feeling. It felt like each time I sprayed this on, it was a reset for my nose. Now, I don't know if it's particular aroma chemicals that are in the perfume or just the smell of petrichor that does that to me, but I spray this on and it feels like my brain has reset, my nose receptors have reset. I'm wearing my most meaningful relationships, that beautiful elemental kind of prehistoric base fragrance, and it all begins again. And then I've got hours later, I have a blank slate on my skin to wear the next perfume. So it's really, really interesting. So 2 different weeks, 2 different perfumes, and 2 different sets of experiences with that. So my most meaningful relationships was my scent of the week. So let's start off with Monday. On Monday, I went with my not very often worn number 19 Eau de Toilette. It's mainly because I haven't had this, well, I've had this a year now, but I really reserve this for warm summer days, and it always works perfectly. I know I should probably try it in different situations, but it's a weird thing to say, but I don't want to get too used to number 19, and I really want to savor it and enjoy it whenever I wear it. It's not a matter of hoarding what I have, because it's not like it's hard to get. I think I just like the fact that this is a once every so often scent for me. On Tuesday, I finished off my sample of El Descanso by Frassai. Now, it's interesting. I quite like this perfume, but it did make me realise that I'm happy having tried it. I won't be needing a bottle of it. It made me realise that perfumes that have particular notes that emulate, what's the best way to describe it? Sort of bready, bakery kind of smell. So there's a listed note of bran on here, and it does give off this kind of similar vibe that you might find in things like Jeu de Peau by Serge Lutens, that kind of baked goods kind of feel, but not full on in this particular scent, but the note is there. And I feel like these type of perfumes and these particular type of notes are not things that I want to smell of, I think. So I appreciate that it's a well-made perfume, but this one isn't for me. On Wednesday, I bathed in the glory of what is one of my favourite perfumes now. This is Gilded by Bougie, and just for your information, they have now started to ship internationally. So check out the website, which I will leave in the description, and you can see if shipping is available to your country, which it should be to most countries anyway. So it was Gilded on Wednesday. On Thursday, I wore a perfume that I've just decided I am in the vast minority of people who dislike this perfume. I wore Milky Dragon by Isabelle Larignon, and this perfume, I have literally not read really anything negative about it, or heard or watched anything negative said about this perfume, which is why I believe I'm in a very small minority of people who just can't wear this perfume. I've given it, I've had this for 10 months, worn it about 7 or 8 times, like full scent of the day wears, and I'll just have to assume my skin does something to it. And I really want to smell this on someone else now to see if I can smell what other people are smelling. The milky part of it comes off as off milk to me. This is to put it in the kindest possible way. I kind of find it unwearable. And on Thursday, it was just like an unpleasant experience. So maybe it's just me, maybe it's my skin, but this one's a definite pass for me, and I won't even be able to finish this sample. So I wish I could like it, but I can't. Friday, went with Prada, my Amber Pour Homme Intense. Always just really love wearing this perfume whenever I wear it, and it's still hard to describe. Vanilla, patchouli, myrrh, and it comes off as this kind of luxurious soap as well. And it's probably the real trademark of Prada to come up with these sort of clean, luxurious smelling scents, and I think this is perfection, like to wear. And it's not anything avant-garde or complex, opulent. It's just perfectly made perfume for the person who just wants to smell good. And yesterday I went with my one and only perfume bottle from Maria Candida Gentile. This is Barry Lyndon. And I realised wearing this yesterday that it is just a perfect, calm, soothing, meditative, contemplative scent for when you need that quiet, that grounding. It really reminds, the imagery that comes to me when I smell this is meadows of, like huge meadows of windswept fields of long grass or whatever wildflowers are flowing in them, and it just kind of really gives me that light breeziness when I'm wearing it, and I'm picking up the floral notes, the lovely, just warm enough sunshine that comes through with all on the subtlest base of suede that you can imagine. It really is a beautiful perfume, but subtle, so it's not loud at all. You have to appreciate that in a perfume if you're going to like this. This morning, I wore my sample of a vintage Vol de Nuit by Guerlain. Now, for the first time, I've worn this a few times already. The first time this morning, I noticed something about this when I first sprayed it on. And in the immediate opening of this perfume really reminded me of early 20th century Chanel perfumes. I'm talking about, my main reference is my bottle of number 5 Eau de Cologne, and I really got a lot of scent associations with that perfume when I first sprayed Vol de Nuit. Now, I think this came out in the early 30s. Number 5 had been out for a decade already. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to do some research to find out whether Guerlain maybe were wanting something to compete with number 5. They were already established as a house, but it's very interesting. When I sprayed it on, I definitely, I'm going to just spray some on now to see if I got the same thing that I did this morning. Yeah, definitely. There is something there that matches what is in the opening of my number 5, and without knowing any of the note pyramids off by heart, I want to say I don't even know if Vol de Nuit has the aldehydes that number 5 has, or even the ylang that has as well. There is something that they share that is very similar. Interesting. All right, so I am now going to end my week with my final wearing of my most meaningful relationships for this week. It's Sunday afternoon, time for a reset, get ready for the next week ahead. Just smells like it's just rained on a hot summer afternoon. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys very soon with another video. Bye.